Good morning, everyone. Today on Coffee with Coco, we're going to be talking about depression and the want to quit, if that makes sense. One second. Well, that's a pretty good coffee. Where should I start? Okay, so 2 months ago, I had a trip to Detroit with the NAACP on our program called AXO, and maybe another video I'll explain what AXO is. It's a very good program. So keep in mind that this program I've done for about 2 years now, so maybe someone who's watching probably already knows people I've told in my junior year. So to explain more, not to bore you guys, I've been practicing for at least, I'll say about 2 months at least, so I could be better prepared, because it's not the same thing as the local level. It's kind of like UIL, if you've ever done that in high school. So as I'm practicing and studying on my craft, which is Shakespeare, and that's a good, if you're an actor, that's a very good monologue sequence and stories that you've written for you to become a better performer. So a week before I left, my mentor, he's also a theater director. Well, I don't know if he still does it, but here at my church he does pretty good works here on shows. He lets you collaborate and give your feedback on whatever you feel like you should add or take away from the show, which most likely you won't if you work with him. Still a great guy, very inspirational. And I remember this very vividly,
Hey man, you're doing a very good job. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to bring back gold, all right? You can do that?
Yeah, it's a very tough task knowing this is my second year, but that's the goal. I can do it. So yeah, I kind of got a lot of motivation from left to right, which is good. And I can't really speak for many other people who are going for the arts and it goes with different workforces and occupations that you choose. So many of us, we suffer from egos, and mine, it comes when I feel like that I'm not really appreciated as much, and it's a lot to work with when you're just a upcoming performer. I say performer because I do more than just acting, so maybe later on you'll see on the channel. So when you get there, and it's a very different atmosphere when you go to national level. You see many different talented people who has the same dream as you are, or has the same goal, and that goal is to win gold, silver, or bronze, and also connect with different people. But the number one thing people go to national level for is for that connection, to build relationships with people you'll potentially work with in the future. And the reason I'm taking breaks is because it's a very touching situation, because when you have expectations, sometimes it does fail you. So many times, just go in there and do your best. That's the only thing that really matters. That's number one that I want to touch on, is do your best. Don't worry about what people say about you. Don't worry about what comes after it. Just know that you've done your best. And the reason I say do your best is because how can I say this? There's going to be different expectations from yourself and what people expect you to do. And if you live up for those expectations of people, then you're not going to live up to your full expectations of what you want to portray and live your life. And if you can't tell yet, I didn't really place at national level, but I got more motivation and comfort from different people who I talk to or very close with. And the second thing is always seek advice and inspiration from those who you are really comfortable with and those who understand you. And it can be from family. And number two, it can be very important is from close friends. And if they're watching, I really do appreciate you guys for telling me to continue to go forward and also continue to love and support me. And I really do appreciate that, even though if I don't really say it as much, because I don't know how to explain it, but like I'm very reserved. So it's the first time of me actually sharing something that I've been a little sad about and depressed. So I'm still warming up to it. That's why I'm kind of like taking little breaks and stuff, because now I want to be a little transparent to show that I'm still human. I'm not always happy that I show at school, because the reason why I do that is because it's more positive than negative that happens in your life. So I choose to focus more on the positive than negative. But if you want me to, well, I can be negative. But oh yeah. Yeah. Let me get back on topic. Okay. It's some great coffee. You want to sit down and chat about something? I don't mind making an extra cup of coffee. So, to close this all out, I have some cards here. I found them in my room. I kind of have a lot of books and stuff I save around my house. So, this quote by Norman Vincent Peale, it says, "Never talk defeat. Use words like hope, belief, and faith." Now, when you talk defeat, it's more about like you're giving in to people's, well, when I say people, you're giving in to your haters' expectation of you. So, if I'm gonna use an example. Okay, I'll use Barack Obama. So if he would have gave in to many of the haters' expectations, would he be the first black president? Would he accomplish many great things that he have accomplished in his presidency? I don't remember many of them, but he has done some very great things. And another one, Oprah. I can use many different people, but I'm just using the ones that I kind of look up to and see a lot of me in them. So the reason I use Oprah is because she has billions of dollars. She has her own network. She has a talk show for over, I'll say 30 plus years. And do you think she would have accomplished that if she would have just settled down and say, oh, well, this didn't work out, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, do something different than doing a talk show or being a light to those who has a belief that they can achieve something, but I'm just gonna sit down here and not be that light for women or people of color, Hispanics. So, just continue doing what you believe in, and you never know what's gonna come out of it. And one more thing before I share your motivation of the week. Many people ask me, how do I have the courage to be on stage and not be afraid of what people necessarily say about you? Well, the reason why is because when you step out on faith and you go against your fears, sometimes I am scared when I'm on stage or talking in front of people as well. Number one is you never know what's going to come out of it. So when you step out of faith, and even though you're scared, but you still believe that something good can come out of it, when you go out and continue to work, even though you're scared and don't know what comes out of it, something very great and a blessing can come out of it. And if you don't just continue to be courageous and work for what you believe in, then how are you gonna learn how to be, how can I say this? Great. How can you learn to be very proactive in your career, your hobbies, your dreams? It's a lot I can really go on with it, but I just want to touch on the key facts. And yeah, it's a lot you can really get done when you just go out there and just do what you believe in. The last thing I want to share with you guys is Mark 9:23. I kind of wrote this down on paper because I've been studying and reading more so I can educate myself pretty much. So Mark 9:23 says, all things are possible to him who believes. So if you believe it, you can achieve it. And it's a little lackluster, I feel like, in this video, but I feel like that I have touched someone and inspired someone to continue to go on with what they believe in. Okay, last thing. I want to share this last thing. I know I can talk on and on and on if you know me. So
Okay.
the last thing I want to share is, even though one door closes, another door can open. See, every setback has a great comeback that comes in the story. So just because God closes one door, it doesn't mean that something greater will come out of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it off on there because I don't want to go like on and on and on like someone's grandma. So I'm Coco, or Jacorian if you're comfortable with calling me my actual name. And I'll catch you next time on Coffee with Coco.